Good afternoon, Innovation Nation, and welcome to another analysis video. Now, before we get started and answer the question that you guys see in the title, asking ourselves, is Cotton Down broken? If you guys don't know what Cotton Down is, that's the ability, the exclusive so far to Eldegoss and Gossifleur. Now, before we do that, I wanted to mention this because this is also included in this post that inspired me to make this video. That what we know is for the Dynamaxing effect, I did say a couple. It's this kind of like cleaning up my past information revealed in my other videos. If you guys didn't see this video, then I guess you don't really know about this. But I said the rumor was that it's gonna buff stats. Right now, the only stat that it seems to be buffing, as you could see here, is the HP stat, and it buffs it by quite a lot. In Corviknight at level 50 in particular, it buffs it 177 to 165. Now I don't know the percentage that it buffs it, and I don't want to give you a wrong answer because I mean, he could have some EVs and HP, and that could have a lot to do with the numbers changing, so I don't want to even pretend like I know the calculation for you. So that's just something to note there. Another thing that we also are noting is that as you can see in this animation, I guess not the animation, the video of the demo being done live, this person uses Max Guard, which is something that not a lot of people used. So they kind of just went for the super attack. Something that's important noting is that Max Guard actually blocks the max attack along with all the additional effects of the max attack. As you can see, he's the gym leader uses Max Geyser and nothing happens, along with no effect happens as well. Just it's a straight flat thing. I know that's just that's kind of little information, so I wanted to mention it alongside this video, because I didn't want to make a whole video on it because it's just like a quality of life thing. It's very important to know, but not important enough for its own video in my opinion. Now, we go to the purpose of this video. Cotton Down activates on non-contact moves, unlike GUI. That is relevant. I think that is so good. If you guys don't know what Cotton Down is, I'm going to go and read it to you guys, because I wasn't sure about this earlier, because this effect, it doesn't mention what it does here. It says when a Pokemon with Cotton Down is hit by an attack, it just says hit by an attack. And it never said by contact. So that's what originally I thought that, oh, who knows, maybe it's on non-contact moves as well. Okay, when a Pokemon with Cotton Down is hit by an attack, it lowers the attacker's speed. So that's every time a Pokemon is hit, it'll lower your speed. GUI is every time I'm just finding it real quick. It's every time you're hit by a contact move, it lowers the speed. So this is just literally a better GUI, because it's any attack, period, and this post confirms that by saying it activates on non-contact moves. Now, I don't believe that by saying non-contact moves, he means only non-contact moves, because this post describing Cotton Down as an ability, it says an attack, period. So I'm assuming it's whether it's contact or not contact, you're gonna lower someone's speed, which is interesting. Now, right now, the only Pokemon we know of is Gossifleur and Eldegoss that get this ability. So I think that, in my opinion, like, this is such a good ability. Like, in competitive and in VGC especially, I would run this above Regenerator. Maybe in singles I'd run Regenerator, but this definitely, especially if Eldegoss is going to be a bulky Pokemon. Now, Eldegoss is a grass type, introduced in Generation 8, it's known as a cotton bloom Pokemon. The tiny seeds attached to the cotton fluff around Eldegoss's head are said to be highly nutritious and beneficial to both people and Pokemon. It spreads these seeds throughout the region by sending them on the winds, making soil of the region rich in nutrients. Now, it doesn't really tell us a lot. I was hoping this would give us some type of information as to what this Pokemon's stats would be. It's kind of a toss-up in the air, because those stats are literally everything that determine whether Cotton Down would be broken or not. Because we have to realize the ability could be broken, but if it's on the wrong Pokemon, it could be completely useless, right? This Pokemon could have the worst stats in the world, and then Cotton Down would just not be used to its full effectiveness. As a standalone, I think that it's pretty darn good. I'm not sure about broken, but if you give this Pokemon the right stats, you could definitely push it towards that broken state. Now, we're going to go ahead and self-plug real quick onto one of my older videos, where you can see the moves that this knows so far are Leaf, Storm, and Hyper Voice. Two very powerful moves in their respective nature. Leaf Storm, one of the strongest, if not the strongest, grass stab, special stab in the game. Hyper Voice, one of the strongest special normal stabs in the game. Well, it's not stab for this Pokemon, but it's a normal typing. So that leaves me with the question, what are the stats? Because the stats are not yet revealed or even estimated for this Pokemon. The reason being because this Pokemon was not playable in the demo, so you never got to click the summary and see what the stats were. So there's just no even direction as to where this Pokemon will go. All we know is it's grass typing, its abilities, and 2 moves. So that leaves me with a couple of questions. It's like, you know, what will these Pokemon stats be? Because this is the one little nail in the coffin that'll tell me whether or not Cotton Down as an ability is broken or not. With that said, I think it could either go in 2 directions. If you want my personal opinion, this is all speculation and prediction. I think it can go in 2 different directions. I think it could either go down a similarity to Whimsicott's stat, or similarity to Vileplume stat, which are both very different, and I think that I'll let you guys know which one I'm more inclined to saying now. With the Whimsicott stat, if it has 60 HP, 67 attack, 85 defense, 77 special attack, 75 special defense, and 116 speed, I don't know. I think the having this tankier spread versus a physically offensive spread would be interesting, while also being fast. For now, we only see that it has Leaf Storm and Hyper Voice, which are 2 very offensive moves that don't really suit these stats too well. But we also have to remember, by reading this, it does seem like a supportive mon, because it spreads its seeds and it gives nutritious vitamins and crap to all of Galar region. So it might be it might be a healer, it could be a support mon. But at the same time, with these 2 moves, you don't really think support mon. But granted, if you look at some of Whimsicott's moves, you do get things like Hurricane, Moonblast, etc. Like it doesn't get like weak moves, but those are the only 2 like actually relevantly strong moves that it gets, besides not including TMs, obviously. Because any Pokemon can learn TMs. But yeah, that's one route that I think is gonna go, because if it's given a lot of speed, then it could outspeed a lot of Pokemon. But at the same time, I don't think that if it's given these stats, I don't think that it uses the full benefit of Cotton Down. Here's why I think that. Because if it's already fast, why does it need to make other Pokemon slower? I mean, I guess in VGC that helps a lot, because it'll help your adjacent Pokemon. But if you're already fast, what's the point, right? This Pokemon, I think, will benefit from stats where it makes it very tanky, so that it can take 1 or 2 hits, but at the same time lower your the enemy Pokemon speed enough to where you can get that extra hit off and, you know, kill the opponent before it kills you type thing. Another thing I want to mention, Solo Grass as a typing isn't all that great defensively, because you know, you have weaknesses like Fire, Ice, Poison, Flying, Bug. That's a lot of weaknesses. That's 5. And on top of that, you're not very effective against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Grass is not a great typing defensively. It's not a great typing offensively. But all in all, I think that it would work better if its stats were more well-rounded and it was a slower Pokemon like Vileplume. Like, if these are the stats that it gets, because I don't think that it'll peak 500. My gut tells me that Eldegoss will not peak 500, especially if it's only a 2-stage evolution. I really don't think it'll peak 500. I think it'll stay under 500. Honestly, in my opinion, Eldegoss will be something more similar to Vileplume in terms of stats, and if it is, that is very good, because Vileplume has a pretty average HP, pretty good defenses, and a lot of special attack, while also being slow enough to where Cotton Down would actually be relevant. Now, the way the situation would work out is that, okay, you get hit once or twice, you're still tanky enough to take some hits. Like, you know, Vileplume isn't a super frail Pokemon, especially if you give it some defenses. And then after taking those hits, you suddenly gain a speed advantage after 1 or 2 hits, because of Cotton Down, and then with enough special attack, this is like no special attack to laugh at. This is actually pretty decent special attack. You're able to kill with you know, either Hyper Voice and Leaf Storm. Now that's my opinion of Eldegoss and its ability Cotton Down. What do you guys think of Cotton Down? What do you think about the fact that it's confirmed that it works on non-contact moves as well? That's super relevant. Please let me know down in the comment section below if you guys enjoyed this video. Like the video, subscribe. I am Ovation. Hope that you did enjoy, and peace out.